Alright guys, so pretty much I'm an idiot and ended up getting 2 land speed cars out of California. I paid for them a couple months ago, right after Grand National, and I've been dragging my feet, so it's finally time to go get them. We're gonna buzz over to Southern California, pick up both cars. Got the truck and trailer all ready to roll, and this is gonna be an adventure. Alright, we're at our second fuel stop on the trip. We're about 30 miles east of St. Louis, Missouri. Just got fuel at Love's. Going to check the tires, check the trailer, get back on the road. I'm hoping to make Oklahoma City tonight, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, fuel stop number 3. We're about 20 miles outside of Springfield, Missouri. We've gone about 573 miles so far today. So we're gonna top off the fuel again and probably get something to eat, and then we'll be back on the road and keep on heading west. So we're at the end of day one. We did about 878 miles. I don't know exactly where we are. We're at a pilot station in between Oklahoma City and the Texas border. So somewhere along the way on I-40. So like I said, we did about 878 miles, long trip, but uneventful. So that's all we can hope for. We're gonna settle in the trailer for the night, get a good night's sleep, and hit the road bright and early in the morning. Day two, it's about 6:30. Last night was relatively uneventful. I think the roof unit on the trailer died, which is an ongoing trend. Same thing happened on the way to Bonneville 2 years ago with the motorhome. So at least now I'm experienced with changing RV roof units on the side of the road. So that might be one of our stops today, is hit up a Camping World or somewhere to pick up a new roof unit. But other than that, it was an uneventful night. Ate some Huddle House, got a decent night's sleep other than the air conditioner, and we're ready to hit the road. Gonna try to pull about 947 miles today to get to Prescott, Arizona. Well, we're in the great state of Texas, still heading west. Keeping an eye out for like a Camping World or an RV repair place so we can get a new roof unit at some point today. I'm just afraid with staying in either New Mexico or Arizona tonight, depending on where we land. It'd be a little hot overnight, and same thing with being in SoCal Saturday night and Sunday night before we head home on Monday. So really gonna try to put a new roof unit in, or maybe repair the one that's on there if I can. And from past experience on those older roof units, it's all the parts are obsolete and it's just better to replace it. But we'll see what we can do on the side of the road. Coming up in I think about 45 minutes is Amarillo. So I think we might stop at the Big Texan for late lunch or late breakfast, early lunch. And I think we're going to stop at Cadillac Ranch too, and maybe put a sticker pack out for a follower to find either on Instagram, Facebook, or if nobody's found it by the time this video comes out, it can still be there. So I think we're going to do that and maybe hit up a few more interesting areas. But so far this morning, the drive's been pretty smooth. Weather's been good. Clear skies, smooth roads. So pretty happy with the trip so far this morning, and we'll keep you updated on where we stop, what we eat, and if we can find a roof unit. We're gonna go eat us some steaks and get back on the road. Alright guys, I got a Cornfield sticker pack, and we're here at Cadillac Ranch outside of Amarillo. So the first Cadillac, I'm gonna walk over and put this in the wheel well. So any of you followers out there that are near Cadillac Ranch and want some free stickers, come grab them, but the only rule is if you get them, post and tag me that you got them so I know that somebody found them. So come get them. Alright, we're at Good Sense RV outside of Albuquerque. We're going to check and see if they've got a new roof unit for the motorhome. We'll see what they got, and if not, I think there's a couple more RV service centers up the road, so hopefully we can get a new roof unit so we don't roast in the camper tonight. That was a swing and a miss at this place, so they told us how to get to Camping World down the street. So we're going to head to Camping World, and hopefully they've got one. Alright, take two, we're at Camping World, so let's see if they've got a roof unit. Well, we got an AC unit, new control box, and we're going to get it loaded up. We're not going to put it in here, but when we get to our destination tonight, it's close to, I don't know, wherever we end up. When I get tired of driving, I'll stop and I'll work on getting this thing put in and the old one out, and should have air conditioning before we go to sleep. Alright, so we're in Joseph City, Arizona, getting fuel for the last time today. I don't think we're going to make it to Prescott, Arizona tonight. Still got about 200 miles to go to get there. The sun's kind of going down. Want to get the new air conditioning unit put in before we call it a night. So I think we're going to do that, stay here, and then hit it early in the morning and keep on heading west. So this trip was mainly to get two Bonneville cars that I bought. Shug owned both of them, and he's retiring from racing. He's from Europe, England area, maybe North England, and both of these cars held records at one point. One's a gas-modified roadster, like my red car, and it was in the V4F class, and he held records with a one-speed blown Model A banger. But it's held a bunch of records. Somebody told me that car helped rejuvenate the vintage flathead banger class. And then the other car was a street roadster, and then they converted it to run the American Iron Roadster class when it was created. So it's stock-ish. I think it also has a modified nose for it too. So there's a bunch of parts that come with it. And like the American Iron Roadster is, I forget what the displacement limit is, but it's has to be an American iron block and an American iron heads, and that kind of defines it. It's supposed to be more like I wouldn't say entry level, but what was that? Was it a lizard? Was it a lizard? Yeah, I guess a lizard just ran across one of the rocks. Yeah, but it's just like a purist class, you know, keeps it not out of touch where big money can come in and shut it down. So those are the cars, and I bought them I think a week after I got back from the Grand National Roadster Show, and I'm just now making time to get it. We were going to try to grab them after Bonneville, but it was trying to get the race car, the trailer, the push car, commuter cars, everybody out there, and then after Speed Week and being exhausted, continue on to California and drag 2 more cars and parts home. It didn't seem feasible, so decided to do a spur of the moment run out here to grab them.
So far,
I feel pretty good. I'm tired. Yeah, it's a lot, and it's gonna suck because we're just gonna be there for a day and a half, and then come home Monday and have to do 3 heavy days of driving to get back. So hopefully we'll be home by Wednesday and I can be in the shop by Thursday. It's gonna be terrible. So Kiwi Steve is the main guy in the tech inspector department at Bonneville in the SCTA. So he's kind of my boss when I do tech at El Mirage and at Bonneville. He came from New Zealand, mainly for the Southern California car community in Bonneville. You'd have to ask him kind of which one's more important and which one led to the decision to move here. But he's a super good guy. He helped me with some of the early cages I did before I think even before I came to Bonneville, or before I was super heavily involved. Yeah, so he's a good guy. I don't know Shug all that well. I've teched his cars a couple times at Speed Week and just kind of chatted with him, but I don't really have the relationship with Shug that I do Kiwi Steve. So Steve listed these cars. Steve listed these cars for Shug on Facebook Marketplace, and Steve got a hold of me and recommended that I buy them. So for anybody that's watching and curious, a semi just backed in next to us and they're letting off their air brakes. So sorry for any of that noise. I'd say my favorite thing about driving across country is just this part of the country is so amazing. The weather's awesome. The scenery's awesome. I mean, and it's super cool to see our country as it, you know, and pretty much in the wild, because a lot of this, I mean, isn't untamed, but there's still a lot of raw parts of this country, you know, especially west of the Mississippi. So I like that part a lot, and just the adventure part of it. You know, I don't really do hotels. Now we sleep in the trailer. Before then, I would sleep either in the front seat of the truck or in a tent. So it's just kind of doing what I want. My least favorite part is driving. You know, it's just grueling because I mean, what, 13 hours today we just sat in the truck and drove. You know, it's just,
it can be a lot.
yeah, it's just terrible. Like,
I don't like to drive in general, so driving for 13, 14 hours a day, 2.5 days in a row is just awful. But it's a means to an end. You know, you can't get here without it, so it is what it is.
That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, and like this year's going to be rough because we did Grand National, which we took this route. And then we're coming out now. Then I have to do Bonneville, which is only 6 hours shorter. And then if we end up coming out for SEMA and El Mirage for the season ender, it's going to be this exact same route again. So I mean, and it's 2,200 miles one way. You know, so we're racking the miles up on my truck because it's like a year and 2 months old, and we crossed 30,000 miles on it today.
Yeah.
So 30,000 miles for somebody that hates driving in a year is a lot, and that's just in that truck, not any of the other junk I've got. This trip, I'm hoping we get to pick Jimmy up at the airport, and he'll help load the cars and help drive home. So I hope that comes through. If not, he's got a busy life, so I get it.
Yeah.
We might go see Dingle. We might crash in front of his house just like we did at a Grand National over in Fountain Valley. Just kind of park the trailer in front of there. Hang out with Steve. I have to meet up with SpaceX and get some tires I bought off of him. He told me that the Long Beach swap meets this weekend as well. So I'm going to try to hit that up. And then...
Alright, what's up guys? It's day 3. As you can see in the video, we got the new AC unit put in last night, and it actually worked so good it kind of froze us out. It got pretty freaking cold. But yeah, it's day 3. We're gonna hit the road. I think it's about 5 a.m. local time. So we're in Arizona. We got about 150 miles to go to get to Prescott to pick up that car, and then it'll be the final stretch to run over to Southern California and drop the car off we're picking up, and then pick up the 2 cars that I bought. So we're on the home stretch. Alright, we're at Prescott, Arizona. We're going to pick up an MGB for a fellow SCTA member and haul it the rest of the way to California with us. So they should be here in a couple minutes. I'm going to get the trailer prepped. That way we can get it loaded up. So we're sitting here waiting on the MG to show up, and a guy pulls up next to us and saying that the trailer's too long and he could never haul anything that long. And I told him, you know, it's not even long enough for what I need. He's like, yeah, until you have to pull it up a hill. And it's like, man, we just drove across country pulling up a hill, and it's just really kind of silly. The MGB for Ken's all loaded up, topped off fuel. So we're gonna head west, and we should be in the Riverside area in about 5.5 hours, depending on traffic and how fast I feel like driving. So we'll see you there. drive down that mountain. I don't know if we were supposed to be on that road or not. It was pretty tight, pretty windy. I think a couple times I was making a turn and I could almost see the back of the trailer. It was so tight of a turn, but luckily we made it. We didn't hit any mountains, any rocks, any guardrails, didn't get stuck. So yeah, I mean, that was definitely a pucker moment quite a few times. I think it was maybe a 15 to 20 minute descent. It was pretty wild. Alright, so we're a little less than a mile away from Shug's place, and just cruising through some neighborhoods, trying not to get stuck anywhere. So I guess we're going to pull up, check out what we've got, and the best way to load it and get everything squared away with the logistics. And we'll get the cars all out and load it up.